The internet is full of people who are very confident and very wrong. Today, we're watching woke arguments completely fall apart when they run into basic logic, simple questions, and people who aren't afraid to push back. And trust me, the last clip might be the most uncomfortable moment of all, because one simple question ends an entire ideology. We're starting strong with basic biology, something that should be simple. But on the Dr. Phil show, that turned into a full meltdown.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Cis men don't menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body menstruated at
If
some
your
point
chromosomes
then.
are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not
excluding
men.
a whole group of
They're
people
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men.
Well, what's a man to you? You define a man for me.
You have chromosomes that are X and Y. That's what a man is.
So why are we just looking at the science of this as an
The
example
science.
when we've learned sex and gender identity are they're completely different things.
They're not completely
They
different
are
things.
completely different.
Completely different words.
Is what you're born with, the sexual reproductive organs you have. Gender is what you identify with. They're completely
Well, I don't
different
accept that
things.
distinction. You have to argue for it. You're just giving a conclusion. You're just making it up.
Now, you'd think college students would come prepared for debates, but when they tried to lecture Michael Knowles about hate crimes, they found out the hard way that vibes aren't arguments.
I like your cape.
Thank you. It's a flag.
What's the flag?
Soviet flag.
Oh my gosh. I take it back.
You claimed that the reason that there are more transgender people now is because they are more confused. The hate crimes against transgender people are much higher than those against any other demographic. So is it not more likely that there are more transgender people now because...
Are there more hate crimes in the United States against transgender people or Jews?
I'd guess transgender, but I am not sure.
You are certainly not sure. That's right. It's the answer is Jews.
That'd just be a numbers thing, though. Like if you're like,
It is a numbers thing, but you cited a numbers thing, so then I'm citing a different numbers thing.
0.1% of people in America are transgenders, and yeah, like 100% of them could be like affected by crime.
Is it not, though, more likely that people are identifying as transgender now because of a decrease in the percentage of hate crimes as opposed to previous decades?
The identification is part of the confusion because a man isn't a woman and a woman isn't a man. There is sexual difference. The sexes are not indistinguishable. They're not indiscernible. And there's a great confusion in our culture that men can be women, but they can't.
Next up, Congress. Representative Matt Gaetz asks a very basic question about a military scholarship. And the answer? Well, there isn't one.
What's demigender?
Sir, that's a term of the people that are eligible for that particular scholarship that is available.
What's a demigender person?
It's a person who looks at their gender in a different way than I do, sir.
Well, sure, that's all of these people. You're a cisgender man. You don't even get to apply.
Well,
do you know what demigender really means?
I'm not really sure, sir.
Right. So do you know what agender means? All one word, not a space gender, but agender.
Sir, I don't.
Right. So here we are pushing a fellowship, calling for people that you don't even know what the words mean. And the number one group of people, the cisgender men, are excluded. In the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion, should we be pushing programs that we can't define that exclude the largest group of service members?
Then comes one of the most common phrases you hear online: pregnant people. Michael Knowles heard that and decided to test whether words still mean anything.
Do you know what the leading cause of death for pregnant people is?
Pregnant people? Mothers? Women?
If you'd like to call them mothers, not all of them are mothers, but if you'd like to call them that.
What are they if they're not mothers?
They're pregnant people.
What people other than mothers are pregnant?
Does it bother you to use inclusive language?
I prefer to use precise language.
It's interesting because you come into this conversation, trying to hold this moral superiority, but then
I try to be moral when I can, but I...
Right, but when I use inclusive language, which it only takes a couple extra syllables to use inclusive language.
To include
and
who?
It seems to include people who don't, identify as women but can become pregnant.
Things get louder from here. Michael Knowles takes the stage, and some very angry protesters decide that silencing speech is the best argument they've got. it doesn't go their way.
I know you're so oppressed, my dears. I know life is so hard for you. You have to live in the richest, most equitable, most just country in the history of the world. You have to get a college education. You have to voluntarily go to lectures. It's so awful. I can't imagine. The people who are in war-torn nations, they must truly pity you. Goodbye then. I'm not that. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your support, but I'm not that intimidated by these guys.
Now we're out on the street. A man dresses his daughter in pink, and somehow that becomes a problem. This conversation goes exactly where you think it does.
So you've come to my house to complain about my baby wearing pink?
There we go.
I was just asking really why you keep putting her in pink and not other colours.
Well, traditionally, girls often wear pink.
Well, I think you'll find that was back in the day. I don't think it's today. I think you can wear any colour you want now.
All the colours of the rainbow.
She has other clothes as well, but her favourite colour is pink.
Well, I've only ever seen her in pink, and I think that's not allowing her to have freedom of what gender she wants to be.
That's not your concern.
She's a baby.
She's not a baby.
She's baby. She's 2.
She looks a lot older than that to me. But anyway.
Well, hold a minute. What's any of your concern?
Oh, there it is.
Well, it's my concern because I believe that the world has got better since we've got all this fluidity with genders and all the different types of genders now.
You sure about that?
Okay.
And I think by dressing someone in pink, if she doesn't want to be a girl when she's older, she wants to be a transgender or whatever, then she'll have been dressed in pink and you would have confused her.
Next, free speech. Or rather, what happens when someone claims to support it until they're challenged? This meltdown says more than words ever could.
I will not stand up for this.
For other people having ideas that disagree with you? Are your ideas so fragile that you can't stand if someone disagrees with you? I'm serious.
I know. Even if you're right and she's wrong, she has a right to speak.
Yeah,
but
if my ideas are
so... the Nazis have a right to speak when they are wrong and I am right.
If my ideas are so bad...
When they rounded people like me up and threw us in concentration camps.
No one is talking. Do not yell at me, sir. That's rude.
Okay, we need to go. You cannot call her sir. Okay.
I will not be moving. My flyers will stay up and this event will be happening.
I know that the event is happening.
Yes.
We don't.
You don't get to yell at me. That's not deserving of. My flyers can stay up. You don't get to yell at me for pieces of paper.
We don't want more people to go to the event because events like this spread hate. Whether or not you believe, I know that you don't want to spread hate.
Yes.
You particularly. But events like this will spread more hate, and it leads more trans people dying.
Even comedians are noticing how ridiculous things have gotten. Jerry Seinfeld weighs in on the obsession with race and gender in entertainment and says what a lot of people are thinking.
I have noticed that most of the guests are mostly white males of 22 episodes.
Yeah, let's get into that.
No, but you
take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of whiteys. What's going on here? Oh, this really pisses me off. But go ahead. Really pisses me off. People think it's the census or something. I mean, this has got to represent the actual pie chart of America. Who cares? It's just funny. You know, funny is the world that I live in. You're funny, I'm interested. You're not funny, I'm not interested. And I have no interest in gender or race or anything like that, but everyone else is kind of with their little calculating, is this the exact right mix? You know, I think that's, to me, it's anti-comedy.
Let's rewind for a second. This throwback clip shows an SJW questioning Alan West on his own identity and accidentally exposing the flaw in identity politics.
Do you identify as black? No, it's a serious question because you might not identify. Can you please put the mic? Thank you. Okay.
When I walked into the room,
I am not done with my question.
Oh, young lady.
I'm just asking you to listen to me while
I'm about to answer your first question.
But I didn't finish my question.
Okay. Yeah, I'm black.
On Piers Morgan's show, a woke feminist confidently claims anyone can be a woman, until one follow-up question forces a full contradiction, live on air.
If you'd like to be a woman, you can identify as a woman. I don't know why there is such an issue.
Anyone can, right?
I don't see a problem with
Just
it.
literally put the hand up and say I'm a woman. Okay, why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
I'm serious. I'm serious. If I can identify as anything without any need to prove I'm actually what that is, why can't I on International Women's Day say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd status,
I think
we're
that's
talking about quite a
with
strong
respect, I think that
physical
you've already opened the absurdity door by saying it is limitless. You can do what you like. Anyone can say I'm a woman. How many genders are there?
2.
There are 2 genders.
Oh.
Wow. So you don't believe in transgenders at all?
Well, I think there are.
Well, hang on. Whoa. There are 2 genders.
Well, it's taught in.
Well, why do you say well? You've literally just launched this huge defense of transgenderism. Now you've eradicated it.
Back to Dr. Phil. Matt Walsh asks what should be the simplest question of all. And once again, nobody can give a straight answer.
Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct. Is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not myself.
You used the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it different.
Next, a coordinated walkout. Leftists attempt to protest Michael Knowles, but only succeed in making themselves look unserious.
Are you familiar with the gender unicorn? Some of you are, and some of you are lucky, and you've never encountered the gender unicorn. Here. Do we have... I knew the gender unicorn was going to do it. I knew that was going to cause the students to walk out. Oh, is that? That's a very articulate salute from one of these students. Raising high that creepy flag. All right. Guys, you didn't even let me get to the genderbread man. I had another one up my sleeve. All right, goodbye. What did you say? Someone said something about children? I'm not surprised that those creeps said something about children. That's exactly why we're here tonight. It's because very radical, very creepy people are trying to indoctrinate children into sexual ideology.
Here it is again, the question that refuses to die. Matt Walsh asks a woke student at the University of Iowa, what is a woman? And the struggle begins.
So I always have to ask the question at the end. I mean, everyone knows what the question is going to be. But, so what is a woman? Can you define the term?
I think the answer to what is a woman is a person who aligns with feminine traits that we traditionally associate with females, or that people that align with feminine side of the spectrum. So that's my answer. And I think that answer should, the definition of everything changes over time. And as we continue to learn more about what humans can really be, I think that can continue to grow. And I hope you understand that.
Piers Morgan brings up fairness in sports. One hypothetical, one Olympic athlete, and suddenly the argument collapses.
What do you feel if Usain Bolt suddenly identified as a woman?
That's a ridiculous question.
Oh,
and you know
why?
it is. Come on, that's
Why?
silly. Because you can't wake up tomorrow morning and decide that you're a woman and start competing.
It's literally what Leah Thomas has done.
It takes 2 years. In the UK, it takes 2 years.
It takes 1 year to qualify in athletics, right? So Usain Bolt could potentially, within a year, with a bit of reduced testosterone treatment, he could sprint against women.
A huge reduction in testosterone.
Yeah, it makes no difference to body mass or size or power.
But it would
or speed.
It would alter everything.
So would you be fine with that?
If he suddenly did, if that's...
You respect his right to be a woman. It's not ridiculous. It is ridiculous, but not for the reasons you think.
But
because it could happen. and you think it's fair.
That's obscene. That is obscene.
Would you be happy if Usain Bolt identified as a woman and began winning the races against women by 2 seconds?
You're making an extreme argument out of what are people's lives.
It's happening with Leah Thomas.
All right, this is the one we teased at the beginning. A man asks a feminist a single question on the street. If people can transition gender, can they transition race? Watch closely, because this answer says everything.
Can you identify as a black person?
No.
Why?
Because I'm not black.
I'm not a woman, but I can identify as a woman according to you.
If you transition, maybe.
What defines a transition?
If that's your goal, you know?
If you believe it.
Sure.
If you believe you're black, why aren't you black?
Well, that's just not, that's like genetics. That's like ancestry.
You're also born a man or a woman. It's the same thing. That's also genetics.
Okay, I'm over it.
And that's the thing about ideas. If they can't survive simple questions, they weren't strong to begin with. Drop a comment and tell us, which clip was the most brutal and why? If you enjoyed this compilation, like the video, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who loves watching bad arguments fall apart.